Hi.
Welcome to Diagnosing Data with
Woo!
who are you, Jay?
That's a philosophical question. I'm Jay. I'm on the Power BI product team. I do stuff with DAX, I think. Yes, I do. So yeah, that's me. Who are you?
Well, I'm Martha Fierce. I am MVP, a data platform MVP, and I am doing data community things. And that's also part of why we're here, Jay, to answer your data questions.
Mine? Data questions?
Well, the people that are watching. We actually have people watching live, and we're really happy about that.
Okay. I'm suddenly getting a little bit scared of people watching, but okay, fine.
Okay, so
also, before we start, I picked this special coffee mug this morning. Shout out to Mark, right? MVP Mark, Dutch guy with Power BI beer. I love it. There's coffee in it now. I can prove it. It's not beer.
You're right. We don't believe you, but fine.
That's okay. Cool. Well, it's awesome. This is the first one. This is the first one for real. So I'm excited for this. And thanks everyone for sending in the questions. We'll try to answer as many as we can in the time that we have. And then anything that doesn't get answered today, we'll just save it for the next time. How about that?
Yes, exactly. And if you have questions, if you're watching this live or as a recording, just you can put the questions right here in the chat, and we'll find them and we'll answer them in the next one.
Right. And also, Marta, we will have to have something that we have to change our t-shirts every single time, and then see who needs to recycle t-shirts first.
I'm gonna lose. Okay, fine, but I can wear like t-shirts on things that I don't know, right? As long as it's data related. Is that the thing?
Hey, you can do whatever. It's up to you. I'm just, since we both have a, branded t-shirt, I was just thinking we should do a little, see whoever needs to
challenge accepted.
Cool. So should we just jump in then?
Yes, let's do that. Okay, so now I'm really excited to see if this is going to work, because we had some technical problems. I mean, of course, it's the first time and we're live and everything. So let's try. So we did get a question, and we even got it on recording. So let's see if we can run it.
Hi, I'm Gianluca Sartori, and I really would like to know if OneLake stores copies of the data.
Did you hear that? Did it work?
I mean, I heard it, but the volume is a little low, so maybe you can just repeat the question.
I will repeat it. Okay, cool. So Gianluca, he was so cool that he sent us a video of the question, and the question is: stores OneLake copies of the data.
Right.
That is a great question. So we want to see if we just want to give a quick introduction of what the concept of OneLake is before we dig into this data copy question.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's also what we're going to try and do. We're going to try and give some context to some of the questions, but still be specific on the answer. So that's the goal. So let's see if we manage to do that. Maybe. Let's try.
Maybe.
Okay,
It's a big experiment. Doesn't matter.
Yes, we are experimenting here. So yeah, give feedback too. But when we are talking about OneLake, we are inside the Microsoft Fabric world, right? So the OneLake is the storage foundation of or one of the foundations where we have the storage of Microsoft Fabric. So all the experiences that you get inside of Microsoft Fabric, so you have data engineering, factory, data warehousing, all of these ones, they are by default integrated to OneLake. That means that you can pull the data that you have in OneLake into all of these experiences and work with that data from the experience that you choose to work with. And if you are coming from the Power BI world, you are probably familiar with workspaces. So inside of OneLake, you have workspaces as your folders. And then also if you're putting up a lakehouse or a warehouse, that would also be your subfolders inside of your OneLake. So your OneLake is a data lake where you can have multiple data lakes, if that's one way to put it.
Yeah, so essentially OneLake is the glue, right? OneLake is the glue that glues all these things together.
Yes,
right? That's
what makes Fabric so cool. I think
we need to have like little pots of glue to give away, like paper, like kids glue when we are on events. I think that would be great.
Okay, cool. Are you writing this down?
Yeah, I am. I'll send an email tomorrow.
Okay, cool. Awesome. And then, yeah, but also one thing that's cool with OneLake is that you can integrate it with other existing solutions. So if you have, for instance, Databricks, or you're using an Azure Data Lake already, you can integrate that so that your Databricks can pull data from the OneLake and also put it back in, and the same with an Azure Data Lake, for instance. So, okay, that was the OneLake concept explained, hopefully quite quickly. But so what was the question? Stores OneLake copies of the data.
Yeah. So when you upload a file to OneLake, what happens? Is it that duplicated? Do I need to worry about that? Do I have to duplicate it to benefit from all of this? Like, can I now use all of these services on top of that same data? Do I need to copy it again? Do something special for a special service? What's the story?
Yes, and it's a really great question, because we're also hearing Microsoft talking a lot about, so we have OneLake and we also have this one copy. So that means that, or the whole point here is that you don't have to copy your data. You can put your data into OneLake this one time, and then you can use it from all of these experiences. And that is sort of one of the main benefits really with OneLake, that you have this one place where you have your data and you don't have to copy it. Also, if you have other places where you are storing your data, you can use shortcuts. So that are giving this virtual copy of your data. So it's not a copy, it's still placed wherever you want it to be, but you virtually have it inside your OneLake. So you have this one place where you have your data and you don't have to copy your data. That is the key.
Is then OneLake and one copy the same thing?
Yes, right?
Kind of, maybe. I mean, you have one copy of
one copy is one of the benefits of OneLake.
Right. Okay. So it's not the same thing. Okay.
Well, yeah, no, it's yeah. I guess one copy is sort of a concept, right?
Yeah, it's a concept within OneLake. Correct.
Yes.
So cool. Oh, that's awesome. Great answer. I like that. Is there anything else I need to know about this?
There is a but. Because yes. So if you are if you have enabled this and you're using zone redundant storage or locally redundant storage, you will have your data copied, but not by you. You don't have to worry about this. But if there are, for any reason, your data center is not working, or I don't know, it starts to, what can happen? Like there is an earthquake, or it starts to burn.
I mean, anything can happen, right? I mean, could be an earthquake, could be power outage, flood,
yes, all these dramatic things. Yeah,
whatever.
And then you lose your data, right? Because your data center is just ruined.
You don't want that.
No, you don't want that. So that means that the data there will be a copy somewhere in another data center to make sure that you're not losing your data. But that's not part of the duplicate issue that we have in the data world today, and that OneLake is helping us reduce.
Right. So essentially, there's one copy that you have to worry about. You can work with one copy, but under the covers, depending on the data center, will either be a local copy in the same data center, which might be the machine next to it, which doesn't really help in case there's a earthquake that destroys the whole data center. In many, and here's a little bit of Microsoft speak, in many Azure, when we say regions, we actually mean there's multiple data centers that together form one Azure region. So for example, the West Europe data center is actually multiple data centers, but we represent it as the Western Europe region. Now in there, we can have multiple copies. So we can have redundancy, but then say in that same region, we'll have a copy in this data center, but also a copy in the other data center. So in case this data center, whatever, catches on fire, the copy is still there. Yes. And then if you want to go one step further, you could say, well, really, if West Europe, there's an earthquake in the Netherlands, we kind of, I worry about all data centers in the Netherlands kind of going offline and destroyed. So then, I also have the option to say, I want a copy in West Europe and I want one copy over in, let's say, North America or East America, right? The chances that those things suffer the same catastrophic event at the same time are minimal. I think if we have such a catastrophic event that both of those kind of regions are destroyed, I think we have bigger things to worry about as humanity, by the way.
I mean, we're going deep here.
Yes, but that's essentially what it is. You have all of these options.
Yes, exactly. So for us working with data, we don't really usually have to worry about this. So from on the copy perspective, no, you only have one copy. There's no duplicates. It's cool. It works. But if you enable this business continuity and disaster recovery, yes, there will exist a copy of your data, but that's just to make sure that you don't lose your data.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
And we
Just
even
for
are
the
getting
data.
we're getting some engagement here. That's cool.
Look at
Yay.
that. Oh, whoops.
Look at that.
Did you just press the same button as I did? I think so.
We did. The two in sync.
Yeah. Great mind
But
sync.
thank you, Gianluca. That was a great question. Oh, here's also if you want to follow him on, I think this is Twitter or X.
Yeah, I think this is X Twitter,
Gianluca.
Twitter X, whatever.
Yes.
Twitter's soon to be my ex. I don't know.
Yes. Drama.
Just kidding. No, it's great. I love the fact that he recorded a video. That's awesome. That's a great
so
way
cool.
of making it very personal. So thanks for the
Yeah.
question.
Appreciate it. All right. That was that one. Are we ready for the next one?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we did 12 minutes on this one, so
yes.
With the same speed, we get one more in, maybe.
No, well, now let's be. I mean,
that's fine. We have questions that are more complicated, that require a little bit of setup, a little bit more explanation, like this one, and we might also have questions that are answered by a simple no.
Maybe. Let's see if we do. Okay, are we ready for the next one?
Of course. Let's go to the next one.
So, Jay.
Yes. So the question we got was, when will the copy function in Fabric data pipelines work with generic on-premises data sources like ODBC and anything else that you have? I think this came from Nicholas. I think so. We should really add the name on this, by the way, if we don't have a video. You should just basically say, Nicholas asks, I think this came from Nicholas on LinkedIn, asking this, when this will come. Now, the answer to this one is really short. It is not as short as no, by the way. It's not as short as never, because the answer is more positive than that. We are actually working on this. So we have it in our release plan, and the target for this functionality, which would allow you then to, reach back to on-premises from Fabric data pipelines, which you already can do using the gateway, but then also talk to what some people like to call legacy or older sources. I don't want to hurt anybody, but basically this would allow you to just work with whatever source you might have, generic sources. Even if you don't have a specific connection, you always can connect to whatever source using ODBC. I mean, that's kind of like a standard, a fallback scenario in case your specific source is not supported. You will have to rely on ODBC. That is now coming. The target is Q1 2024. So that is the yes, Catherine, both you and me, by the way. And I cry in even more old age than you, I think. But let's not go there. Target is Q1 2024, and see aka.ms/fabric release plan for that, public information and more. So yeah, this was really quick. The answer to this question is it's coming. And remember,
it's coming.
The P in Power BI is for patience.
Exactly. I knew it. Makes so much
I don't know if there's no P in Fabric, so I don't know how we would do that. Maybe you can come up with something with an F and say patience, but I'm not. We need to look up the synonym.
Help us with that, please. Someone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. That's the answer. Look,
awesome. Thank you. That was a great answer, Jay. Well done.
We can give very quick answers.
We can. We're proving that too. We're trying to prove that too. Okay, cool. Should we go to the next one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh no! I have to say this first. So, Fabric, that's the solution for patience. Thank you, Sigurd. That's perfect.
Oh man, but that sounds like Fabric is somehow big.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right thing we want to do, but I like this suggestion. Fabric.
I don't know. I think this is a good suggestion. Yeah. This is the so far this is leading. Yeah.
Yes, and then we don't have to come up with another synonym of patience with an F. And but it prompted me the question: what's the meaning of the H? But maybe we shouldn't go in there.
Yeah, I think this can be a whole discussion. I mean, we should have a separate live stream for this, I think.
Well, we should have a separate marketing team just for this name, right? So
yes, we should do that. Let's invite them to a meeting.
maybe not, because then the answers will come very, very slowly. A lot of discussion, a lot of debate, a lot of talk before we get anything. Did I just say that? Yes, I did. Oh, whoops.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Moving on. We're moving on to the next question. The next question is, okay, could you share some easy to understand tips for beginners in Microsoft Fabric integration? And who asked this question? I need to double check.
Manu Kamna on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your question. It's a really, really good question. And we are not sure how to best answer it, because it could be really big, or we could try and summarize it in a way or in some ways, and the answer depends. So what do we mean with Microsoft Fabric integration, right? So we have come up with an interpretation of what we think it could be. But then also, I think there are already coming in some questions on how could I start out with Fabric if I already have something else to do. So the architecture part of this, and where we can put Fabric into existing architectures. So I think that will be something we can discuss next time. But for this time, let's try and scope it a bit. So many ways to answer it, but if you think of how you integrate with Fabric is, so how do I make sure that my data is coming into Fabric and that I can start using Fabric really, because obviously you need data inside of Fabric to use it. So this is the scope of this answer today. Yep. And there are 4 ways to do that. So you have OneLake shortcuts that you can set up. You have pipelines, you have data flows, and you have Apache Spark notebook code that you can use. So
what is notebooks? Yes. Notebooks? What's that?
Is that a question? What notebooks are?
Yeah, what are notebooks? Can you tell me?
I will. Okay, I'm coming to that, because that's the last one, right, Jay? So we need to start at the very beginning here. Stay focused now. Stay with me, Jay. Okay, so we're starting with the OneLake shortcuts. I'll try and be quick. Yeah, I know. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
So we mentioned the shortcuts already, right, in this live stream, but these are these virtual copies that you can pull into your OneLake. So instead of actually copying data from, for instance, an existing data lake that you have, a data lake account, you can set up a shortcut, and then you are just you're pointing towards that that storage, and then you virtually have it inside of your OneLake.
So does that work with just Azure sources, or is there other stuff? Oh wait, you already have it there. Don't worry.
I already had it. Because no, it doesn't work with everything. And Jay, so that's a question for you. Will it work with everything? Do you think?
I mean, it will work. I mean, the goal is eventually to work with everything, but define everything, right?
Yeah.
But absolutely, the goal is not to just have this as a Azure only capability, right? As you can already see, I mean, linking out to Amazon S3, for example, or Dataverse, which is still then Microsoft but not Azure. But Amazon S3 is absolutely not Microsoft, right? So it's not that we're saying this is Microsoft only, you can only connect to Microsoft sources, right? Wherever your data is, we want a shortcut. We want to make it easy to connect to it. So yeah, I think in the fullness of time, we would say we want to connect to anything and have a shortcut to everywhere. But in reality, of course, that will take time. And then there will be situations in which you can't use a shortcut. You can still connect to it, but you cannot use a shortcut. You have to build something else, right? So, for example, indeed, as Catherine has just now put in the chat, this is a great example, right? Would everything include Excel sheets on a SharePoint? I don't think so, right? So you would still be able to upload that data and add it to OneLake, but having an easy shortcut where the data still lives somewhere else, that is what we're talking about with a shortcut. That is, we want to connect to as many as we can and provide as many easy to use shortcuts as we can, but not to everything.
Cool. Because today we have these four are supported, right? So you can have internal one lake location, Azure Data Lake, Amazon S3, and then also Dataverse. And Dataverse is the newest one, right? So things are coming, and we're waiting for more.
And there's more. There is absolutely more coming. We're not done here.
Cool.
Just getting started.
Okay, cool.
Like
that's
we
the
are on this live stream. We're not done.
Yeah, no, that was just a shortcut. So this is one way, right? You can integrate.
Yes.
With Fabric. And then we have the next one. So that is, I'm combining these. So you have both pipelines and you have data flows. So when you're inside the Fabric world, you can go into these two experiences. So data engineering and data factory. That's where you will find pipelines and data flows. So inside of the pipelines, you use the copy tool, and then you can integrate with other solution and then copy your data into your, well, where we want to store it, right? But it may be into your data lake. And then when you're inside of the data flows, you go into, so if you've been in Power BI and working inside of Power Query, data flows is essentially Power Query. And then you do the same, but you're inside of Fabric. So you say, okay, I want to connect to all of these. I think it's more than 200 sources you can connect to, and then pull your data into Fabric. So yeah, and that's for data flows Gen 2, because then you can also set up a data destination for your data flow. So you can use data flow specifically to integrate with other solutions and pull data into Fabric.
And then eventually also to ODBC sources, as we talked about earlier.
Right? Oh, yeah. Yes. Good point.
Connecting the dots here.
Yes. Perfect. So that's pipelines and data flows. And then, oops, sorry, I clicked the wrong one. But then we have the Apache Spark notebooks that you can use, and then you can write in your own code. Right. And you asked what notebooks are.
Yes.
Right? Yes. So notebooks, that's if you've been working in Databricks or inside of Synapse and working with Synapse notebooks, that is the same experience that has now been put into Fabric. So that means that you can write code, and you can also decide what language, code language you're using. So inside of these cells, and then that's how you are transforming your data. So instead of using the traditional SQL data warehousing way of working with your data, you can use notebooks and then write these codes inside of these cells and then run them separately, etc., and have just better control. I'm a big fan of notebooks. It just makes life easier, I think. You can still write SQL if you want to, but you can also write Python.
Yeah, you could write many languages, right?
Yes.
Can I just like, is there a limited set of languages, or can you just write any? I'm assuming there's a limited set.
There is a limited set. Now I am not sure the actual answer here.
Maybe
but,
that's a good question for the next time. What languages are available in the Apache notebook?
Let's write it down. Let's write it down. I think it's Python, SQL, and Spark. But I'm not sure about Spark.
I'm pretty sure there's a couple more, but we'll look it up. We'll figure it out. We'll answer it the next time.
Yes,
look at that.
We'll do. Okay. But yeah, on the integration side, that means that if you can code it, you can integrate with it, right? So this is an example of how you could write a connection towards an Azure Blob Storage inside of notebooks. Yes. So also this is where you have the most control. Oh, and then, so this was pretty cool. When I looked into this answer or this question to find the answer, I also found this recommendation from Microsoft, which is cool. They actually, so I'm sorry, but you don't always give recommendations, but you gave it on this one. That's cool. So what should you use when, right? So if you are, and yeah, the link is here, so just go in and have a look yourself. But if you're working with small files, you can actually just upload them locally from your machine. Cool. I didn't say that because I don't feel like that part of the integration question. But yeah, that's easy to use if you want to just pull some ad hoc data in. Or if you have small data or a specific connector, you use the data flows. If you're more on the large side of the data, you use the copy tool in the pipelines. And then if you're using these complex data transformations, you use notebook code. That's also because there you will pull in the data, and then you can also obviously run all these types of transformations in code, right?
So that was a great answer. but it was an answer on an interpretation of the question of monochroma,
Yes,
right?
it was.
So,
And maybe it wasn't what she meant, right?
right. Well, hopefully she can report back and ask another follow-up question.
Yes.
Tell us that we answered the question, maybe. So yeah, I mean, this is also what's going to happen in the live stream, right? People are going to ask questions, and we just take one interpretation, might be the wrong interpretation that you did not intend. So I also would like, if you ask a question, just let us know if we did answer it, and if we didn't, what did you actually mean, right? So yeah, this was a great answer. I love it. I learned something as well today. So great, thank you.
Yeah, me too. That's the great part about these questions, that we can dig into the answers and learn things. I love it.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
And then talking about learning, I looked at the synonym finder real quick. So maybe the synonym for patience and fabric would be forbearance. It doesn't roll off the tongue as much, right? Like
forbearance.
The F in fabric is for forbearance. I don't think it's.
So that is a word. That's a synonym for patience.
According to.
Yeah, I'm learning things. I'm learning all the things on this live stream.
According to wordhippo.com, that is a synonym for patience. That starts with an F. I have no idea if this is even correct. So native speakers, please help us with this. I would love to find a synonym for patience that starts with an F, just because then we can have a saying for fabric as well.
Yeah, because we can use that every time we're not happy about something, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And then Oliver also chimes in and he says the language for fabric notebooks are Python,
yes,
Spark Scala, and Spark SQL and Spark R.
Oh, R too, yes.
I think he's still missing a couple.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but we can dive a little bit deeper next time. I need to check what else I can say. So.
Oh, okay. This is a fun part about the live streams, because you can be like, I might be able to tell you something, I might not.
Well, I need to check how much of that is already public. But I've seen some other stuff coming. But we can talk about it. And otherwise, we'll just say, yes, last time Oliver actually had it correct, and this was the answer.
Okay. Interesting. So this is now a place to get some like peeks on what might happen. Cool.
So, I mean, yeah, we need to clarify this a little bit, right? Language, I think you can select which cell you can do, but I think there's also the magic double % thing you can do in a notebook to change the language, and I think there's more languages available there than the things you can actually set on a cell. But we can talk about that in more detail.
Ooh, exclusive reveal. Okay, cool. So stay tuned for next time.
Yeah. Very cool.
Do we have time for the last question, Jay?
We have 1 more minute. You want to do it real quick? Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's do it. This is such a good question. Oh, there it's a video. Okay.
Yes,
stay quiet, everyone. Let's see if we can hear it.
Hi, my name is Emily, and my question for you is, when will Fabric be available with dark mode?
Right. So the volume was pretty low. Emily asks, when will Fabric come in dark mode? I love the fact that the video itself was also very dark.
Yes.
It's great staging.
No, we're not complaining about the quality of videos, Jay. We just love getting videos.
I'm not. I'm just picking up on the fact that she was very much in the dark and then asking for dark mode. So that's just,
yeah, true. I agree.
Sorry.
Okay.
Stupid brain. It is not a high priority. So there's so much stuff that we need to do for Fabric to make it better, add more features, add more shortcuts, add more languages, everything else. That building that in dark mode is not our highest priority. That doesn't mean it won't come eventually, but it's not high up on the list, right? There's loads of other stuff that we have to do to make this product better, and just adding dark mode doesn't add a lot of immediate value in terms of functionality. It adds value absolutely in like ease of use and like less eye fatigue when working with it, absolutely, but it doesn't add value in terms of features and what a function can do, right? So that's why it's not the highest priority at the moment.
Cool. Can we put it in the suggestion? Where is that? And then vote it, right? So we can have people vote for it.
Yes, we should actually have done that in preparation and call out the URL where people can go and find this idea. It's ideas.fabric.com, but or ideas. What? Oh, I'm completely screwing that up. What is it? Ideas.
I don't know if they changed it after.
I always go to ideas.powerbi.com, but I think it reroutes to something else now. Oh yeah, ideas.fabric.microsoft.com. There we go. And you can search for the idea there, and we should really have just prepared this, honestly. But let me just search for dark mode. So there's, of course, for Power BI, there's loads of requests for dark mode, but we're talking about for Fabric. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. I see loads of questions for dark mode, but mostly for desktop. So for Power BI desktop.
Okay, so we need to do something about that then.
Well, there's one here. I can just pop it in the chat so people can vote.
This is how we do it.
I don't know. Will that work? The link? Does it just automatically turn into a link? Of course not. That would be weird.
Well, copy this into your browser and then check it out. Yeah, give it a
yes.
Yes.
Cool. Well, great. This was awesome. I think we're through the questions.
Yeah.
We're through the time as well. We kind of aim it to get it at 30 minutes, and look at that. We're already over 30 minutes. So yeah.
We did. Oh, thank you guys. Okay, thank you guys for joining. And if you have any other questions, put them in the chat, put them on LinkedIn, wherever you find us, send them to us, and we'll answer them in the next one. Yes.
Yes, and that will be somewhere in the next year, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
True. It will happen sometime in 2024. That we can guarantee. Yes.
Cool.
So
awesome.
Make sure to subscribe, because we need to say that. That's what they say. Subscribe here on YouTube, and then we'll see you next
the bell thing, whatever it is. Smash it is what they say these days apparently. And this is what the Power BI guy told me, that smash the subscribe bell. Am I doing it right, Power BI guy? I don't know if I am, but if he's watching still, he can hopefully help us get better at YouTube. There you go. Cool.
All right. Thank you, guys. Then we'll see each other next time. Yay.
Yes.
Awesome.
And Happy New Year and happy holidays.
Yes. Bye.
See ya.